Are you looking for a day trip from New Orleans? We are going to show you today the area that you want to come to. We have a car, so we were able to just drive here, but there are tours that you can take as well. We'll link those down below.
Yeah, we're only an hour away from New Orleans, so this is a real easy day trip, and it's something that you really need to do.
All right, so where we are, because you're probably wondering what that day trip is we are at Oak Alley Plantation. Now there's multiple plantations that you can see in this same area, and we'll kind of get into that in a little bit, but the one we chose to come to is this one here, and we're about to go do the tour of the house right now.
Yes, and there's no filming inside the house, so you have to come and see it for yourself.
On the right side of garden will take you to the People Oak Alley exhibit, which goes over 7 fences over at 10:30, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock today. However, on the pathway on the right side of garden,
So the tour of the house is a must-do. We'll talk about pricing here. So to get into to just kind of be able to have access to the plantation here is $28 if you just want the base ticket. If you want to have the tour of the house, which is guided, it's $31 total.
Yeah,
so you're paying $3 more. It was so informative.
Yeah,
and
the guy was
so
really good. Steven is his name. If you come, say hi for Brian and Carrie. He did a great job. I mean, he explained everything really well. Just his presence and his voice.
Right.
He just made it very interesting.
It's a must to know the history. He really takes it from start to finish and really explains everything to you about the families and everything that went on here. So, but now, because we rushed in to do that, we are going to go and explore the property here because there's still a lot more to go see and do. And then we have another
presentation in about half an hour. Yes.
Now, one of the reasons that we chose this plantation to go through is because it is known as one of the most beautiful plantations. It's one of the most picturesque ones. And like we were telling you, there's plenty of other. If you want more of an in-depth history, everything that went on back then, Whitney Plantation is one that was also very highly recommended. And all of them, like we were saying, there's a bunch right in this general area. I would say there's kind of a 10-mile radius where there's quite a few. I think the Whitney one is only another 10 miles down the road. Look at these oaks. I mean, obviously this is where it gets its name from, Oak Alley. So beautiful.
You taking pictures for Instagram?
I am. Well, and just for my own, it's such a beautiful area to walk around. We were just wondering, like, well, how old these trees are. Well, if you go back to the beginning of when the place was built, that's probably about when they were figuring. And that was 1836 to 38 is when they were building it. And then I think they were in it 1840. Is it? Yeah, around that time. So that's about how old we're figuring that the oak trees are. So these here, there's a bunch of the houses here, and this is the replicas of the slave quarters that would have been here. And then that's the tour we're going to go on to next, is going to explain the history of that area, which will be very interesting.
I'd also like to mention that it is very handicap accessible. Even in the big house where you're taking the tour, they have a video room. When the rest of us go upstairs, if you can't do stairs, you go to a place where you get some assistance, and they show you on video what is upstairs. The cabins here that we're going through, there's wheelchair ramps, and it's very open if you need that.
Yeah, very easy to get around.
So it's very interesting, dark history, obviously, but I do think it's something that you need to come and see for yourself.
Absolutely. I've always wanted to come and be able to experience this, and so happy that we did. Glad that we were here. Couple things that you want to know before coming: how to get your tickets. You can come and just show up and get a ticket. Unfortunately, there's really high probability that you're going to be out of luck, so you really want to make sure that you're booking it online. They have a website, and then you just pick your time slot and purchase them online. And then also, like we mentioned at the beginning, there's also tours, and we're seeing the buses come in now. They're the small buses, you know, they're not the big, massive
buses,
right. So you're coming in with a small group, and that really is kind of a cool way to do it from New Orleans.
Yeah, so we got the 9 o'clock in the morning, obviously, time slot. And we had maybe 15, 20 people in our group, and I think that's capacity. I think that's max for each showing. There's a showing every half hour.
Right. And the other thing, that as far as how much time you need here, I would say you definitely want to make sure you're allowing about 2.5 hours to be able to do the tours and to be able to walk the grounds and really just take it all in. So as we were looking at a map of places to go right around here as well, yesterday we saw a place that is just down the road called B&C, was it Cajun Grill or something like that, and it's like, how can you not go? It's B&C.
Yeah, we stopped when we saw B&C. We just that's where we're going.
It's like, that's a given. Yeah. So first time in a long time. I mean, but true Cajun food.
Yeah.
Their menu looks great. We're gonna go see what we can try. All right, so unfortunately we had a little bit of technical difficulties on this last clip.
Yeah, probably the best clip of the entire video.
I know, where we were sharing some of the amazing food that we had with you. But so we show up to this restaurant that was called B&C Riverside Cafe.
Appropriate.
Absolutely appropriate. It was 100% in the name there, and came highly rated, so we definitely wanted to check it out. But we got there a little bit too early before the restaurant opened, and so we decided to cruise down to some of the other plantations in the area. It gave us an opportunity to go see them as well.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned earlier, all those plantations are within like a 10-minute radius of each other, about that. So you can definitely kind of see a lot of them if you want to.
Yeah, you can pick and choose. I think we picked the right one for what we were looking for.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. But this place was fantastic.
Yeah, this restaurant was great. When we got there, they have a cute little grocery store next door that you can go into, and you can buy all of your fish and everything there that you want to get. And then you just order right there at the counter. We picked, they had a great menu. We picked some things that we had never tried before. Actually, all of them, for the most part, were things that we hadn't tried before, which we had a lot of fun with. The first thing, or one of the things that we had, was called a Boudin ball. And that was, it's kind of a rice, I believe a rice and sausage. It was kind of, mushy isn't the right word in the center, but it was very soft in the center, very flavorful. And
I'm not sure what was in it.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
They were great, yeah.
That's all that matters.
Right.
And I got to try Gator for the first time.
Yeah, we had Gator for the first time, and
Yeah.
it was interesting because we both kind of were like, okay, what's it going to taste like? And both of us were like,
Chicken.
it tastes just like chicken. So if somebody would have put it in front of me, and I wouldn't have been able to honestly probably tell the difference. So then we also had a seafood gumbo.
Yeah.
Or yes, it was seafood gumbo.
Seafood gumbo.
Very, very good. All the food was really good. The people in there were so kind and sweet. And all of the things that were fried, they weren't greasy. They were all fried, but they weren't greasy or anything. So very tasty.
I'm also taking a liking to sweet tea. I hadn't really had a lot of sweet tea, southern sweet tea.
No, you're liking your sweet tea.
And I'm liking the sweet tea. I like anything sweet.
Yeah.
But put tea in front of it and it just makes it sound healthy.
Right.
So, yeah. So very authentic. I think it's more of a local place, but I'm sure they get plenty of tourists coming in that are visiting the plantations.
Right. And when it says it's a riverside cafe, we're not trying to steer you wrong. It's definitely not on. It is on the Mississippi River, but there is a dike there, or what is that?
Yeah, it's a
the
dike.
dike.
Yeah.
And so you can't see the river. So, but cool place. Check that one out. Lots of fun.
You'll notice that our mouths are not matching what we're saying right now.
No, unfortunately.
So we're going to try and lip sync the whole thing, but that's not going to happen. Great place. Go check it out.
So we made it to our final destination today, which is New Orleans. Definitely a place that has been on our bucket list. We are excited to be here. But about today, got to do the plantations.
Yeah, you have to go see the plantations. If you're coming to New Orleans, you have the time to do it. Get out there and see them. It's a beautiful area. Some dark history, but you know what? It's worth seeing.
And it was really, when we say day trip, it was an hour drive. A little of that is because there was road construction and just because of going through the town. So, I mean, it's not that far away, so definitely a day trip to do.
If you go out there, you may as well go to B&C restaurant
Right.
and get some good food.
Yes.
Because that was fun.
That was really, really fun.
was
We're
fun.
so glad we did that. We finished everything that we got, which was great. We didn't know if we'd be able to. So do that. And then our final stop here where we're at, your glass has it better there, is Port Orleans
Yes, brewing.
Brewing.
We said when we started this road trip, we're going to hit as many breweries as we possibly can. So there's probably going to be a couple more while we're here in New Orleans.
Right.
Besides this one.
Right.
But this one's really cool. Great inside. If you're into pinball, they got some great pinball machines. It's a sports bar, so they've got a lot of TVs. Pac-Man.
They had all of the old
them all.
arcade games. It's a really fun inside. A lot of things to look at and see. But this outdoor space is really, really nice
pretty
too.
epic, too.
They have nice covered space. They have a place where you can be out in the sun. But then some of the murals they have are really cool too.
The most important question, though, is how much are the beers?
Right. So we were going to break down our costs today of everything that we spent. So first off, the beers here, we got 2 beers and that came to $14. We figure we spent about $20 in gas today driving. We didn't have a lot of travel time. We went from Baton Rouge and went to New Orleans. And then we kind of did some detours, killing time, waiting for the restaurant to open as well. And then we spent $65 to get into Plantation and $34 at the restaurant. So we figured that was a pretty good day.
Not a bad day at all. Now, I would do it all over again.
100%.
The plantations were on Carrie's list of things to do. I wasn't really aware of that until she notified me, and I'm glad I went.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it. I'm glad we got to see that. I'm glad we did the food. I'm glad we're drinking beer right now.
Yeah.
Today was a good day.
It was. So we are going to be here in New Orleans for 48 hours. We are staying in 2 different locations and we're going to bring it all to you, including those costs as well and everything that we find to do here. So excited for this area, but that video is up next. Cheers.
Cheers.